Yo friends, I want to talk today about how you can start your garden or your food forest for free. I have some tips and some tricks for truly not spending any money at all and yet planting a ton of plants. I also have some ideas on how you can get free plants and some ideas on how you can get really cheap plants. First off, let's talk about how you can plant tons of plants for absolutely free. My first advice is to make friends with your neighbors, with people at work, whoever. This is a heritage red raspberry. I got, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 of these that I was able to dig up from a neighbor's garden. This is a plant that just sends out lots of runners, and he didn't want 100 of these in his little garden bed, so every year he invites people over to dig them up and to plant them elsewhere. Strawberries are another plant that a lot of gardeners are very happy to share and to give away their runners. I would encourage you to check out places like Facebook Marketplace or, Facebook. There's other groups on there where you can trade or get plants for free that people are willing to give away. These are hardwood cuttings of an elderberry plant. Some of these are from wild plants. I went into the woods and I found myself to take cuttings of and bring them back to my property. This one is a cutting of a friend's elderberry plant. It's a very, very productive name variety plant. Cuttings are another really great way to get tons of free plants on your property. The elderberries are as easy as shoving in the ground and walking away. Black currants, yasta berries. I've had the similar experience with like highbush cranberries. There's a lot of plants. You can shove a hardwood cutting in the ground, walk away, and in the spring it starts leafing out and has a strong root system. If you're really truly looking for free, another thing that you can do to get lots of free plants is to just have patience. There's a number of plants that grow really well from seed that you can find and collect that seed material yourself and grow a great plant on your property. Let me show you what I mean. This bed is just starting to wake up, but these are little apple seeds that I collected from the John Hershey farm in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. There's a really stellar crab apple tree there. I collected a bunch of crab apples in the fall, threw them in a bucket with some soil, topped with some wood chips, and now here at the end of winter, going into spring, they're waking up and starting to make new little trees for me. So, free plant with some patience, and also some willingness to kind of accept the randomness of life. And I don't get to choose what variety it is when I plant a seed like that, but it's probably going to be really tasty. Same thing here for some, I have collected some wild cherries. Sebastian and I found this delicious cherry tree on one of our walks last spring. I even have some chestnuts in this bed. I found a chestnut tree, a couple chestnuts tree here in the neighborhood and planted out some chestnuts in these raised beds. As long as I can protect them from squirrels, they're going to grow into trees for me. This all kind of leads to option number 2 of free plants, and what I mean by that is you can take cuttings or seeds and get a lot of plants for free and then sell them. I'm not talking about like ripping people off. Like, you can sell them at like really cheap prices or trade them, barter with them, and make money from those to then buy other plants. I did this same thing last year where I took a whole bunch of hardwood cuttings of elderberries. I planted them in soil, let them grow out to be 1-year-old plants. They put on 2, 3, 4 feet of growth in just 1 year. And then I, stored them over winter. And in the spring, I was able to sell them to a bunch of people. I actually sold out really quick on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of people were really excited to have a large, healthy elderberry plant, and I was excited to have some cash or just trade some plants for some other plants that I could use to buy lots of plants then. So a lot of everything I've planted out here is stuff that I have done for free in that sense. A little bit of propagation, a lot of sharing, a lot of community partnerships. You can do the same thing with like wholesale or bulk orders if you have the money to put forward a larger order. There's a lot of like online bulk order places you can buy from. I know there's some a lot of Amish run nurseries around me which do really great deals if you're ordering in bulk, and you can put a large order in. Again, if you have the money to front that, and then sell off those plants at a slight profit for you, but enough to pay off that large order. And next thing you know, maybe you planted 10 blueberry bushes in your property, sold 10 blueberry bushes, and broke even. and then some tips for really cheap plants. I'm a member of the Backyard Fruit Growers Association, which every year in the spring hosts a grafting workshop where people can trade scion wood. They can trade like cuttings of name variety apple and pear trees, and then you can buy for like $3 or $4 a rootstock, a tree with roots, to graft that scion wood onto. So for $3 a pop, I have a bunch of name variety apple trees. It's a little bit of a risk. I have to graft it myself. They helped you. And I have to wait some time for the trees to really grow. But $3 for a named apple tree, where I could buy a named apple tree from like Stark Bros or another online source for $100 sometimes. I've also found if you're talking about like veggies, if you just are patient and wait till the end of the season and then go in like early, mid, late June to some of these greenhouses, they're just trying to offload some supplies and materials to you. So I've gotten tons of veggies at a really, really cheap rate by just being patient and waiting, not having to get all of my veggies in the ground the day after the last frost. There's also lots of organizations around that are really excited to share plants, especially native plants. This is a row of hazelnuts I was able to acquire from a local organization. I was just giving them away for free because it's a mission of theirs, it's a nonprofit mission to give away free plants. I don't think they're operating again this year, but there's probably not that hard to do some research and find other organizations in your area which are excited to share natives. And then not just the plants, but you want to talk about the material you're planting those plants in. So I have chosen wood chips for pretty much everything here. I've mulched my whole front yard with 6+ inches thick of wood chips. Those I got for free by just shoulder tapping as I was biking around the city and heard people with chainsaws running and wood chippers running. I'd walk up to them and say, hey, can you dump them off at this address? And I got all these wood chips completely for free. Actually, they were really happy to give them to me so they didn't have to like haul them to the dump or something. All these wood chips totally for free, and now I have a mulch for my plants. That mulch is going to break down, become fertilizer and organic matter for my plants to grow in a couple years, and I have all these free plants. Best of luck starting your food forest this year. I hope you can have some patience, and I hope you can find some awesome community partnerships to get lots of plants at an affordable rate or free. Happy growing, friends.